All right, guys. These are word problems. Let's get into it. Hopefully, this video is not too long. So I'll explain as we go along. Barb is writing a report on Fort Anne City. Where she lives, she has learned that the population of the city doubled every 10 years from 1990 to 2010. If the population in 1990 was X, people and continues to grow at the same rate, what will be the population of the city in terms of X in 2040? Okay, so here, what we have to do, I set up the work already, is let X be the initial population, right? And Y, right? We won't really need Y right now, but it's good to know where it would fit. Will be increments of 10 years, right? So from 2040 to 1990, it's 50 years. So we're just going to start with the first year, right? So from 1990 to 2000, the population doubled, right? So that's X, the population, times 2. Now, this same population doesn't go anywhere, right? So we're going to bring it down. 2000 to 2010, it doubled again. So we multiplied it times 2. Now, 2010 to 2020, it doubled again. So it's doubled once, twice, 3 times. And then again, 2020 to 2030, it doubled again. And 2030 to 2040, it doubled again. So again, remember, the first time, the initial population, it doubled, 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 doubled. So here we just simplify, right? These are all exponents ones. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Missing a 1 there. 5. So plus 5. So x times 2 to the 5th, right? We just wrote it nice and neat. So then here, the answer is 2 to the 5th times x. Now here, if you want to go, let's say 100 years, right? You just plug in increments of 10. So that would be 10, right? And then you could solve how many times it doubled with your initial population of x. And that is how you do that one. I know it's a lot of words, and if you need to watch this video, then just keep watching it until something clicks. So this is, I think here, right? B. B. All right, the next one, right? The next one. Let's zoom in. So Cyrus worked 8 hours on Monday. On each successive day, he worked half as long as he did on the previous day. How many total hours had he worked by the end of the day on Friday? All right, so on Monday here, right, he worked 8 hours. Tuesday was half of 8, 4 hours. Wednesday was half of 4, 2 hours. Thursday was half of 2 hours, 1 hour. And Friday was half of 1 hour, or half an hour, or 0.5 hours. So that's just what it means, successive day, right? So each day, and he worked half. So we just half the hours. So he wants to know the total. They want to know the total. So we just set it up 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1 plus 0.5. So then that's 12 plus 3 plus 0.5. It's 15 plus 0.5. Here is the total hours he worked for that week. So then we have, right, our final answer of, boom, 15.5 D. That is how you do that one. No, again, I did a lot of prep work, so it's going faster than it seems. So yes, it does require a lot of thinking involved. So just kind of, don't get too confident just because it's easier to say than actually work it out. Okay, now the next one, right? Let's zoom in. So a car that was purchased for $15,000 and has depreciated by 10% annually. Approximately, what is the car worth 5 years later? Okay, so essentially, right, we have a formula for this. So we have, A equals P times 1 plus or minus R and T. So where P is a principal, right? R is a rate and T is a time. So we just essentially plug it in, right? We just plug in into our formula, boom, 15,000. My rate goes here where R is 0.1, and then the time, 5 years, right? And it's going to be a minus sign. So here it's plus or minus, and this it's depreciation, so it's going down. So then that's why we pick the minus sign. And then once you plug it in, right, 1 minus 0.1 is just 0.9, and then 5. We multiply all this, and we're going to get approximately 8,857. That is how you find that one. So final answer here is boom. 8857. And then for the next one, we're doing the same thing. We're using the same formula. So the number of students at City High who have the flu is increasing at a rate of 15% per day. On Monday, 24 students had the flu. Approximately how many students had the flu on Friday? So from Monday to Friday, it's 5 days. Now we're going to use the formula here where P, right, is 24 students. My rate is 15%, and the time is 5 days, right, Monday through Friday. So again, we just plug it in, boom, plug it in, boom, plug it in. You do the math, magic happens, and then you are left with approximately 48 students, right? 48 students got the flu. So this is here, boom. Okay. Because you can't have 0.2 students, so it's just approximation. All right, this one here, it's going to be a different formula, and it's going to be a compounded formula. So compounded means that it's the interest is compounded twice. So here it's semi-annually. So let me just read it. So Grace invests $7,500 in a savings account with a fixed annual interest rate of 6% compounded semi-annually. Approximately, what will the account balance be in 12 years? So again, this is the difference here, right? R over N and N. So here, my P is 7,500. My rate is 0.06. Number of times compounded per year. So that's what my N is, and T is the number of years. So here we just plug it in, 7,500. My rate is right 0.06 number of times. So I'm gonna have two N's right here and right here, right? So let's not forget about those. And then my time, right? My time is 12 years. So now we just plug it in, right? All this is 1.03 times 7,500 and then 2 times 24. So here my approximation is 15,245.956. So again, we are just approximating, right? And then if I could just give a quick definition of compound. So if you guys know what interest rates are, so usually at the end of the year, interest rates are calculated, and then if it's a loan, that's how it is added onto your loan. But if it's annually, so it's compounded at the half year mark, and then again at the end of the year mark. So that's a good thing for banks, it's a bad thing for people. So hopefully that makes sense. If it's doesn't, just let me know, I'll clear it out. And hopefully you guys have a great day. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. All right.